Well, boys and girls, it's that time again. We have the leaks out for the brand new chapter of Black Clover, chapter 352. And okay, full disclosure, nothing really all that groundbreaking actually happens in the chapter, although I am excited for it for two reasons. One, we're going to have the Land of the Sun Protectors teaming up with Asa to take down the five-headed dragon. It's definitely going to be an exciting fight, and I cannot wait to see how that plays out. And number two, this chapter is essentially marking the end of the Land of Sun arc, something that we've been in since technically the ending of chapter 336, which means as of this chapter, we will have been in the Land of Sun for 17 whole chapters. And considering I'm assuming we're going to have at least 2 to 3 more chapters to serve as an epilogue for the arc, that means we would have been in this arc for about 19 to 20 chapters. Which, yeah, may not seem like a lot when you think about it, but I definitely think it's about time for us to move on and get back to the Clover Kingdom. And since we most likely will be going back to the Clover Kingdom within the next few chapters, I want to throw this video right here for you guys to watch. This video is most likely going to be very important in the near future, so check it out if you haven't. Okay, so jumping into this week's spoilers, we have three possible titles for this week's chapter: Splendid, Praiseworthy, and also Well Done. The chapter opens up and Ryu asks Asa to put everything he's got into his next attack. The reason 7 will set the stage up for him. Ryu takes his eye patch off to use his Tengentsu. The five heads need to be cut off all at once with anti-magic to defeat the dragon. Ryu, who's using the Tengetsu, which sees through everything that is now, says we will move towards the most favorable future for us. Oh, five-headed dragon that has long polluted this land, you're getting cleansed and eradicated right here, right now. Fujio unleashes his sound ninjutsu, Fierce Fighters Cheering Song, which delivers Ryu's voice to everyone so that he can coordinate the reason, and each one goes in a different direction and takes care of a different neck. Jozo's wound is very deep, and it seems that he messed up his part, but Ichika comes in his place to take care of it. Asta cuts the five heads off all at once, Ryu says well done to all of them, dragon defeated, chapter ends, no break next week. So yeah, like I already said, not much actually happens in this week's chapter, but it does sound like it's going to be a very exciting fight, with them finishing off the five-headed dragon all at once with one attack from Asta. And it's also nice to see that Tabata definitely did learn from its fumble with Spirit Guardians, and introduced the Ryus of 7 and actually made them a credible team. And one thing I am definitely excited about is the fact that Ichika is actually stepping up and helping out in this chapter, because that means that she most likely has gotten over her shock of finding out the true history of what happened to her clan back when she was a child, and more than likely this is setting up her resolve to go to the Clover Kingdom with Asta to track down Yami and get the truth from him once and for all. And another thing that is very cool and also kind of controversial with this chapter is that we actually do get to see the way Ryu uses his Tengetsu. I say cool because we get to see Ryu lift up his eye patch in a very suave way, and we get to see his eye go to work, which actually shoots out a bunch of Magadas? I never actually knew how to pronounce that word. But anyway, we get to see them shoot out of his eye, and they form two large circles around his eye in a similar way that the arrays do from the Heart Kingdom. Now, the controversial part is that when the Tengentsu is not activated, the Magatamas, I learned how to say it, the Magatamas sit on Ryu's eye similar to how the Sharingan does with the Tomoe, which unfortunately already has led the trolls online screaming that Black Clover has stolen another thing from Naruto. And to those trolls I say, absolutely nothing. There's no reason to address the trolls online because they're going to continue to scream what they scream no matter what we say back to them. And the only thing that we should do as fans of the series is sit back, ignore the trolls, and just enjoy reading it. Anyway, getting back to the leaks, I'm very excited to see what this actually ends up leading to, because this chapter, again, is mostly just a setup chapter for the ending of the arc, which means that more than likely there's going to be two options that happens in the next chapter or the next few chapters. Either this is when the Black Bulls are going to show up and they're going to find Asta and make their way back to the Clover Kingdom with him and Ichika and possibly any other member of the Region 7 who decide to go with them, or this is when Ryu is going to reveal that he has another method of sending Asta back to the Clover Kingdom after he does just a little bit more training in the Land of Sun. Because while it does seem like Asta has mastered his version of Zen, he could still stand to use a few more days of training, and since they have at least, I believe, 5 days before Lucius actually activates his plan, they still have a few days for him to train and learn more from Yosuka and everyone else. Either way, I definitely predict that in the next 2 to 3 chapters, we will be heading back to the Clover Kingdom and checking in with everyone who's been left there, such as Yami, Yuno, and Noel.